Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Quentin Marcellus, all the way out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm a model, actor, music artist, and I'm also a man of many hats.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Chaz Warhol out here in the ones and twos, Baltimore, Maryland, singer, songwriter, photographer, also a model.
And what's going on? What's going on? It is UNITY. Yes, it is I. And I'm just a lover girl. You know what I'm saying? That's what I am. I'm just a lover girl. All things love. So, yes.
Well, y'all, it is November already. So how
Oh
was
my
everybody's Halloween?
gosh.
Let's start off with that conversation.
Yes.
How do we get here so fast? I blinked. I don't even know where time is going right now. It just doesn't even seem like a real concept. It's just like, what are months?
It's crazy because I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, where did the time go? It was like the beginning of the year. We're here, and then now it's like, wow, we're about to be in 2024 in a month. Like
Yeah,
after December, that's it. Like
that's
it's
crazy.
it
It's a
doesn't that
wrap.
have you
Right?
feeling like doesn't that have you feeling like okay, has you like kind of like processing like the entire year what you've done, all that's happened,
I'm
like
gonna have to
all
get pictures.
it's crazy. Like it's so crazy how all this stuff happened like within, with the with all the celebrity drama shit like that, and the
I don't even
Palestinians
remember
being,
celebrity drama.
being yeah, it's like it's with the Palestinians being, being going through genocide with the Muslims and stuff like that. This just happened. Um, um, it's just so much has happened this year. Like we're doing our thing and
Yeah.
making moves, being productive, and like I'm happy for us and in our productivity, but I'm also kind of weary, you know,
About the state of the world.
the ways of the world. Yeah, like I'm weary when, for the ways of the world. Like it's just like I'm feeling that Salon song, "Weary," for the world right now because it's just crazy. Like it's
Yeah.
a scary time we're living in right now.
I feel like they always doing some shit. So
Yeah,
it's like they always doing some shit. It's been a scary time. That's why it's really important to keep your frequency, high and not
exactly. Keep them
and
high,
remember that you're in the world, not of it.
not of the
Ooh,
world. And I
that's a
feel
good
like
one right
America,
there.
So when you
that is
see
a
the
good one.
So when you see those things happening, it's like unless you send them money or sending resources, don't get your energy caught up in that because that's exactly what that when those things happen, those are energy harvesting situations. So people start everybody's post now or and I'm not saying not have don't have empathy. That's not what I'm saying. Especially as Black people, we can't help but to have empathy when people go through things because
Yeah,
we're still
right.
living in that space, you know, to this day. So it's like you see these things and you see they're happening, but it's just a constant reminder to remind yourself you're in the world, not of it. Sometimes I gotta be like, I'm in
Exactly.
the world, not of it. Especially if I see something like real fucked up on social media, and I have to be like, I'm in the world, not of it. I'm in the world, not of it. I have to, remind myself of that so that my emotions and things like that don't get caught up and swept away in the
Yeah,
tragedy trauma of what's going on because those are energy harvesting situations that they intentionally do to pull on the frequency of people. That's why they're usually around the same time. They're usually,
hmm,
in places where people don't really that go and travel that often, so they really don't know. Not, I'm not saying like the people from there. I'm talking about just like regular Americans aren't going over to Palestine just for vacation. So it's always like in these
exactly.
places that we don't frequent and visit as often. And so like we don't really know what's really truly happening. We're just being told by the very resources that have done everything they can to give us propaganda and jacked up situations. So it's like when stuff like that is happening, you send love, you send compassion, but at the end of the day, you're in the world, not of it. In the world, not of it.
None
In the
of
world,
it.
you know.
Exactly. And that's something that you got to really like think about because it's like it's almost as like you're saying that, what has happened is only like temporary. Like this feeling is only temporary. It's not something that's going to be long term. Only if you internalize it enough.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Some
Yep.
people are,
yes,
you know?
it's
Yep.
like yeah, like don't be. It's like you can't even be in. It's like the world is in such a matrix right now. So
Mhm.
it's like we got to keep ourselves level because
We do.
it's only so much that has it's only so much that has happened within this year. So just imagine what's gonna come next year in 2024. We don't even know.
Right. Right. Well, my Halloween, I spent with my best friend getting sushi at well, actually I got ramen. I didn't get sushi, but I went to a sushi slash ramen restaurant. So my
Yeah.
Halloween was very chill and relaxed this year, and I didn't do typically what I usually do, which is dress up, go to a costume, go to a party, and I wasn't gonna go out. But this year I was like, you know what? Every Halloween I gotta be spent the same way. Like there's this
Yeah.
mentality that it has to look exactly like somebody else's Halloween, or it has to look like what everybody's doing on social media. And this year I said, I just want to hang out with my friend, maybe watch a scary movie at home. I just want to
Mhm.
relax, you know what I mean? So this
Yeah.
Halloween was spent different. But what was some of the best costumes y'all saw out there? Like anybody that you know
So
or
I want to
anybody?
shout
Oh
out. I
my
want to shout out.
God.
Hold on. I want to shout out to my friend Cassandra because baby came through looking fly in her genie, looking like Lakshmi. She was blue from head to toe. She was the flyest motherfucker in there.
Oh my
Shout out to
God.
my friend. She did a really like. She was a genie, and then she had this cloud on her. And so, like in a picture, I guess she had like her foot kind of hang, so it looks like she's floating. And it's like really cool, but she was like all blue. She had a little lamp and shit. She was really dope. I was just like, you are very. I knew she was creative, but I didn't realize how creative. So when you see, like, I just love creative things. I love artistic things. So when I saw that, I was just like, bitch, I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you look like? Yes, I was like, yo, this is really
That's
cool.
how it be.
It was really cool. So I just really enjoyed that. I really wanted her to win this we went to this event and I really wanted her to win the contest, but we was ready to go. It was cold, wet, and rainy Saturday. But on another note, before we do anything, I want to shout out and pay homage to Brother Panic. Oh my gosh, Brother Panic has passed on. He has crossed over to the other side. Shout out to Brother Panic. If you know me, then you know. Then you already know.
Okay.
You already know.
I don't know who Brother Panic is.
Okay, Brother Panic is a metaphysical occult teacher. He's the one I'm always like, watching lectures. He be having lectures that be like 9, 10 hours long. He has lectures on how to die and not come back. A lot of just like occult information. So like a lot of the information that that I learned that I be teaching y'all, I've got for Brother Panic. And so
Okay.
he's the one that taught me that, it's important to love yourself no matter what, unconditional love, like, and taught me how to get into like ritual work, create altars, like the spiritual unity today is because of Brother Panic. He was literally the gateway for me to, and because as soon as he said these words, he was like, nigga, you are God. As soon as I heard that, it's like I had this ringing in my ear. Everything in my life made sense. So I want to pay homage to Brother Panic. Shout out to Brother Panic. He's one of the dopest occultist metaphysic teachers. He's got 2 books out. Y'all send some love to his wife and his family, you know what I'm saying? He taught me how to understand death, you know what I'm saying? Like I've never been one to like just really cry and stuff at funerals and stuff like that because I just always felt something different. So like when I learned through Brother Panic on what death was and stuff like that, like literally saved my life. Like, yeah, Brother Panic, his teachings literally saved my life because I would have been out of here a long time ago. I had not learned what I learned through him, and that's just the honest truth. So today, I just want to, send him, Khadijah's family, just love, and hey, bro, Panic, you know what I'm saying? Uncle Panic, have a good time on your ride, bro. Thanks for stopping through Earth, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just want to do that before we get started.
Well, I
That's
just want
dope,
to just
man.
say I
That's
was
what's
actually
up.
yeah, and I was actually just thinking on my ride home today that life is a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true, life is a dream, but it's because when you think about it, we're constantly in dream states, whether it be when we're awake, when we
Mm-hmm.
die, or when we go to sleep.
Great. Yeah.
We're constantly in this dreams. We're in all these different dimensions, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but I just kind of feel like the way that you master your dimension that you're currently in right now in the physical is by your thoughts, by your words, by your emotions and the energy you put out there.
Yeah.
But we can definitely get more into that because we're definitely a spiritual crew up in this thing. But
Yes,
let's
sir.
talk.
Hey.
Yes. But yeah, thanks. Shout out to Brother Panic. I didn't know much about him, but I'm gonna learn more about
Big ups
him
to
through
you,
you,
bro.
B.
Listen, he was the ego eliminator. He taught on what the ego really is and how to neutralize it so that you're living in your highest self, you're living in your truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come to terms
For
with the good.
people that want to look this person, for people that want to look this person up, I mean, how would they find? Would they
Brother
type in Brother
Panic.
Panic on social
All you
media?
Brother Panic, BrothaPanic, Brother Panic on
And is
YouTube.
he from Oklahoma?
No, Brother Panic's from New York, and then he ended up moving to Atlanta. He was big into music. He actually helped B.O.B. write the Southmatic album. And
okay, that's some cool facts.
yeah, and him and B.O.B. became like really close because when B.O.B. started talking about the flat earth and everybody was trying to cancel B.O.B., it was Brother Panic that was like, "Hey, yo, I would have told you not to say that shit online, And so he like gave him guidance, and they became like really close. And so he's in some of B.O.B.'s, him and Khadijah, Brother Panic and Khadijah are in some of B.O.B.'s music videos.
Who's
Actually,
Khadijah?
that's Brother Panic's wife.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, y'all look them up. I mean, phenomenal, like 9-10 hour lectures, but so much information. It's just like once you get through his rants, because he be cussing people out and stuff like that, because his biggest thing was like, if you can't even get past how I talk in my vernacular and me cursing, you're not gonna be to hear the message and understand the message, and this isn't the place for you, because we talking about death, we talking about how to die and not come back, we talking about all the raunchy shit that your everyday ego and your everyday mind is like, oh, he really did a great job of helping to debunk that just religious mindset. So shout out to Brother Panic.
Let's go ahead and jump into the hot topic. So the first hot topic on the table is Johannesburg Pride marches for LGBTQ Ugandans after anti-gay laws passed. And I'm reading a website that's called Rudders. And on the cover of this article, I see some beautiful Black and brown people waving some African pride flags, which is dope. The article briefly states more than 20,000 people marched through Johannesburg, Africa on Saturday to celebrate Pride, singing, dancing, and making their support clear for LGBTQ communities across Africa who cannot be open safely and whose relationships are criminalized. I think that's beautiful. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's lovely.
Yeah. I'm surprised that many people showed up. I didn't really realize they had such a big population of the LGBT.
Me either. Like,
and I say that because I avidly be looking for different countries and the LGBTQ community. Just lessons in different countries just to see, if the archetype. Anyways, but I'll be doing my research. But I didn't realize the community was so big, because that's a big amount of people to come out. You said 20,000?
In Johannesburg. And specifically Johannesburg. So maybe Johannesburg feels more safer in Africa to host a pride parade.
Yeah.
But 20,000 people in Johannesburg. And by the way, this picture that I see on this website is called Rudders, for anybody that wants to check it out. Reuters. It has some beautiful Black people on the front of this article, and they look very happy and excited to be there. So kind of give you an idea. So, that's awesome to hear that Africa is finally waking up and supporting the LGBTQ movement. And Black people and African people are finally starting to understand that.
And the crazy part is back in the day, the different, how I always go back in history, is the different not chiefs, but the most spiritual people in those communities were always of the LGBTQ community, the trans community, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we kind of went backwards when everything started getting banned, you know what I'm saying? And this makes you wonder, like, why don't they want the LGBTQ community to be as big as it is, especially amongst Black people? You know what I'm saying? Because white people,
a lot of it is just religion.
It is religion.
A lot of it is religion.
when it
definitely.
as it pertains to religion, it's like if they know as much of the our stuff as they know, because that's what they're using to rule the world, is because they're using our ancient stuff, then they know how powerful the LGBTQ community are, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
And
it
let me
makes sense that they would, because think about it, in the Black community, you can do damn near anything, but if you're gay, they gonna try to hang you at the goddamn stake. You know what I'm
But
saying?
Literally.
let me tell y'all this that's on subject and off subject about this whole thing. I was driving on the highway today and I saw a sign that says the only way to God is through Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
And I laughed a little bit and I said, that is so funny that people are that close-minded to think that you have to get to through one person to get to God.
But
Right.
everybody always skips over that verse of the Bible says, "Let us make man in our image." No, nobody ever want to address that when I bring it up. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's a whole other subject for a
Yeah.
whole and a
I
whole
just,
tangent.
I guess I just mentioned that. No, I hear you, Unity, because it's facts, and I guess I mentioned what I mentioned specifically is because when you go to a church that's telling you that the only way to reach God is
It's
through
still
Jesus Christ, like that's the
It's
first,
through Christ.
like you
Right.
can't reach God by yourself, like you can't even talk to God in your own damn body, but you
mm-hmm.
have to go through another deity or another being to speak with God. I mean, that already sounds problematic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Christian or religious anymore, but that already sounds problematic. So now to add a layer of homophobia on top of that, and scriptures that the Bible says, it's hard. It's a hard, thick skull that you got to get through to people to get them to even support the LGBTQ community, and they happen to be Christian or
Right.
in the Christian community. So the fact that Johannesburg, and we already know Africa was very much a part of the whole Christian movement back in the day when Christians were crusading around the world, forcing people to be Christian. Africa was one of the hardest places that they hit. Those Christian
Yeah,
crusaders back in the
Mm-hmm.
day.
they had to shut down that voodoo energy. They had to shut down the
Exactly.
spirits. They over here,
Yep. So they,
they over here see a black woman that can turn somebody to stone. Then they came up with Medusa. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
if just a black woman
yep.
stared at them, made them freeze and stop in their tracks. Imagine, you know what I'm saying? What else? They was probably doing they was flying, doing
Kinds of
all
shit.
kinds.
But I definitely have
Oh
to put a
hell no!
disclaimer out there. Shout out to people out there who are Christian or religious, because this isn't any attack. Because there are gay people that are Christian, and I want them to enjoy our podcast as well. However, I am not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person, just like Chaz and Unity. And I just want to
Mhm.
say that I think it's religion that has made it difficult for LGBTQ people to thrive in this country and in this world,
Mhm.
because it is the reason, because we're talking about Palestine and what's happening right now overseas. And I think the reason why that's happening is because of religion too. So religion is not
Yeah.
only causing people to hate other
And guess
people, but
what?
it's also
That's in
causing them
Africa
to kill
Right.
people.
too. Palestine and stuff. Everybody think that's in the middle. That's Africa. That's over there in the heart of Africa.
That's Africa. Exactly.
Africa.
Palestine is yes, yes. That's Gaza. That's like in the heart of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, it's. I definitely want to visit Africa one day. I specifically want to visit Egypt.
Yeah.
So
oh
and also
definitely
Morocco.
Egypt.
Morocco had a really bad earthquake. Yeah,
Oh
and Morocco had
wow.
a really bad earthquake. I want to visit Morocco, but they had a really bad earthquake this year. So shout out to Africa. Shout out to Wakanda. Wakanda forever.
Oh, you remind me of
Um,
my brother. I feel like, man, if you don't get your song,
Okay.
shout out to
my brother,
Wakanda.
my brother would come with
Um,
Wakanda
Wakanda
everything.
forever.
Well, speaking of Wakanda, did you guys know that? Speaking of Africa, and speaking of Wakanda, did you guys know that Akon, the rapper Akon, which hasn't made music in a long time,
Yeah.
Akon music,
Yeah, he has his own
he
city.
he's trying to build a city. He's trying to build a city in Africa, like after just like T'Challa.
And like
Did
and
y'all know that?
it's like
And
yeah, he's
currency.
actually doing that. Yeah, and the currencies, like he's actually like he's actually really big in like the oil like industry and stuff like that. So the industrial like yes, the industrial plants and stuff like that, like power plants, like that's what he's really in right now. So he's using that he's using his oil, like, funding to help, push into like building the city in Africa.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
Yep.
Well, then
he's been
the
like you said,
next
he's
topic
quiet
on the
about it.
table. Yeah, he's been real quiet. Akon's been real quiet about it. He's been working real silent. But every time I hear something about Akon, it's about him building a city in Africa. And I've been seeing like pictures of it, like what the dream looks like. So interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out and see what he's been up to because that sounds real fascinating. But
Yeah,
shout out to Africa. What were you
Yeah,
saying, Unity?
no, I was just saying I'm gonna have to check that out too because I want to see how the progress and stuff like that. He's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shout out to Africa. We love Africa because that's where we all come from. So shout out to
Yes.
Africa for starting to become more progressive and starting to understand that gay people are just people who deserve to be treated like everybody else.
Exactly. We are not second or third class citizens.
Yeah.
Yep. And honestly, if Africa stopped being so homophobic and so closed-minded, their economy and the issues that they have economically and also geographically would probably be better if they started to actually treat the people that live there better.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Just a thought. Because if you start treating the people that you live with or people that you work with better, or your community or your city or town better, and you're the government, the economy is going to grow. People are going to thrive. People are going to be happier. New businesses are going to start. People are going to start. Tourism is going to increase. You know what I mean? Like, so
we need to send that
only
memo
good
to.
things can come from this. You said what?
I said we need to send that memo to America too because they don't be treating people good either.
Yes.
Well, America is another subject. That's a whole other topic in itself. So, with that being said, the next topic is Target CEO blames aggressive behavior and serious threats for pulling some Pride merchandise. And I found this article on CNNBC, and it says the Target CEO, which is Brian Cornell, defended his decision to pull some of the retailer's Pride collection merchandise off shelves earlier this year, saying backlash against the items led to the most serious safety threats that he can recall in his decade with the company. And so that caused him to remove some, but not all, Pride merchandise from shelves because he was receiving backlash and threats to his company. What do you guys think about that?
This is why I stay in the house. I'm so tired of people's ignorance. People just don't want other people to just enjoy themselves.
People don't want other people to just live. Like I'm so sick of that with J.K. Rowling and stuff like that, which is upsetting to me because I'm a Harry Potter fan. She said what she said about trans women and stuff like that in our last episode. But then we go back to this right here. It's just like, all right, it's just like, you know what? Stop being ignorant.
Threats,
Actually get to know us for a change.
My thing is, if you got that much time to be calling Tarjay and making threats,
Like,
you need a job. You need
at this point, how about you
need
fill
to
out
be
an application?
society. Like, what are you
At
doing
this
with your
point,
life?
man.
And if you have that much time to actually execute that, then what do you really have to
Bruh
worry
needs an
about
intervention.
life? Like, what is
Mm-hmm.
He needs an intervention. That's what he need, man.
I don't even have time to even think about negative thought. I'm too busy. No, what? You want to bomb Target when people buy groceries like you
Tarjay at the point.
your mind functioning your brain is so off that
He's
items
malfunctioning. What was that on the Barbie movie? He's malfunctioning.
That you're willing to go to prison for the rest of your life. Because even calling and making a threat is still, you can still go to jail for that.
That's definitely harassment. Like yeah.
It just baffles me that people are just really that ignorant.
They're really that dumb.
I mean, honestly, if we were just, like I said, talk about Palestine, it doesn't surprise me that people are the way they are because if it's religion, right? That's one of the main driving forces people's really hateful behavior towards the LGBT community is because they feel justified to do it. You know what
That's
I
true.
mean? They
Exactly.
feel like
Like
God
that
has
it's
ordained
okay
me.
to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
God has ordained me to do it. You know what I mean? Like I got permission from Jesus Christ to do
As,
this,
as
to
they
stop
chug
what you're doing. You know what I mean?
as they chug their beer, they don't
Right.
believe shit. They don't believe
I
it.
mean, as they do a lot of
Dismally.
stuff. I mean, the contradictions are across the board with human beings, gay or straight. Humans contradict themselves every day. They say things, contradict themselves. They do
Man,
things, contradict themselves.
look. The
They
people
believe in
like you
things to
said,
contradict themselves.
about contradiction. The world is a fucking walking paradox. We all contradict ourselves every single day. So for him to walk up in Target thinking he's about to, he's about to do what he's doing and really push and defend the banding and stuff like that. Come on. Half of this freaking world is gay. The clothes you wear on your back are designed and passed down to factories by gay people. Your makeup artists, your hairstylists, your coaches,
Makeup
your
now
teachers,
today
half
that
of
wear the beat face. Where they came?
yes.
Where did that
Where
come
it
from?
come from?
The drag scene.
Well,
Even back in the yeah.
fun fact, y'all. I found out that high heels were originally designed for men.
For men,
Exactly. For men to make them feel larger than life.
taller. Yes.
Exactly.
And same
How
thing
about
for
that?
wigs. Men wore wigs back in the day to make up for for their hair loss. Half of them. Not only that, but it was a praised thing for men to wear wigs, especially in the workforce.
So
Like
men were
in like
feeling real cutesy
lawyers,
back in the
like
day.
yeah, like
They was feeling their
men
pussy
was real
hard back in the
cozy.
day.
Yeah,
Real
bussy.
cozy. Real cozy.
Yeah,
Hello.
Yeah,
they was
feeling they bussy.
yes, they was in there. They was
Listen,
in there.
they was feeling they bussy hard back in the
Yeah, they
day.
was
Wearing
like,
wigs
what
to the
my friend Nick
meetings,
say?
pulling up with heels to the meetings and powder faces and
What my
shit.
friend Nick say? What my friend Nick say on this video that I watched? He was like, you know how long you been got? I don't know. What's this? That's
I
how
am
they was
cracking
back
up.
then. That's how they was.
I think about George Washington and whose face was powdered down, wig
Yes.
down,
First
That whole
stockings
off,
part.
down.
wait. First off, let's get into
All
that
the people.
mug. Let's get into that mug on the dollar bill.
Listen, let's get
Listen.
into the
Oh,
contradictions that we speak of.
so yeah,
Yes.
like I just think about like how and, the court system. They used to always wear those big old white wigs.
Yes. Yes.
The headdresses.
Yes.
It's like
The Gilded Age was a very yes. The Gilded
that's even
Age.
that's how Turkish bathhouses. So we had black people had created bathhouses for Europeans, so to teach them how to bathe and stuff. Them motherfuckers turned into houses so quick.
Yeah,
Like
and when I used to live in DC, y'all, I have seen and been in a bathhouse. I've never used one. I've never done anything in one. But I used to
yeah.
work for an LGBTQ Black organization called Us Helping Us in DC. And as a job, as one of my jobs at like 22, was to go to like a team of people to hand out condoms, lube, and like hand out like protection in a HIV and STD testing van that I was in with other people and hand out condoms at bathhouses to other
What?
gay men.
They have
That was a
bathhouses?
part of my job.
See?
Oh hell! In DC, they have a lot of bathhouses.
I've never
DC is
known.
like another Atlanta, in my opinion. DC is like another Atlanta. Honestly,
No,
it's
let me
like
tell you,
another because the
DC,
Black gay community is huge in DC.
the black gay community is huge in DC and they all bougie as hell.
So wait, there's
That's my
bathhouses
type.
in DC?
They all bougie as hell.
The fact that
But y'all
Judy keeps
bougie
asking
was
the same question, yes, there are bathhouses
I didn't even
in
know
they are I
Washington
didn't know that
D.C.
either. I did not know
There
that
is.
either. Like when I tell you
What do you
like
guys think a
it's
bathhouse is? Like, describe it for me, because
Well,
I can
back
make
in
sure
the
you.
day, it was where people went to go get bathed and get cleaned, and
So let me spit it to y'all. A bath, from what I understand, a bathhouse. I don't know what it was back in the day. I'm not educated on what it was back in the day. I've only been educated on what it is in the present. In the present,
it's a
when you
freak.
walk into a bathhouse, it is a sex dungeon and a chamber. There's
I went to
different
that in
rooms.
Dallas. I went to one in Dallas, and I was like,
Oh,
oh, what's
really?
And I went back. It was like super dark, and I was like, and I just heard all these noises. I was like, wait a second. I was like, oh hell no. And
Yeah.
it was rooms on
It's a
top of rooms.
place.
They was getting a freak. Oh, and this was
It
in the
is a
back.
place where people go. Yeah, I mean, it's a place where people go to meet up to have sex, and
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes in groups. Like if you want to have a train ran on you, go to a bathhouse. Meet up with people. Go to a bathhouse. I mean, it's wherever your wildest. They have. I've seen a bathhouse that has exercise equipment in one room and a gym in one room. I've seen some that have a bedroom with porn playing. I've seen a bathhouse. So they have different rooms inside of the bathhouse I've been into in DC, and it's like different adventures, like sex adventures that you want to have, basically.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually sounds.
So, I mean,
I
to
would.
be honest with you,
I
I
would
mean,
go with
since we're all
somebody.
adults up in this thing, I mean, I like sex too, just like everybody else. However, I'm a bit classy with. I'm a classy
Please.
Sagittarius, so
I was.
I gotta.
I couldn't go to watch, but if I
Oh my
would,
God, you're a voyeur?
huh?
Are you a voyeur?
What does that mean?
You just say you were you
I'm
know a
trying to figure out
voyeur.
what that is too. A voyeur.
So a voyeur is a person who actually likes to, watch people, in sexual like intimacy. That's what a voyeur is. I'm not a voyeur, but I can't lie. There are some people that I was like, there's some couples that were like very attractive to me. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
how I would love to be the fly on the
It
wall.
sounds like porn to me.
Like, yeah, like that's what I mean. Technically, it's kind of
But
like it's an act to
but
void.
if you know,
Like,
but if you know the people, then it's like it makes it more intriguing. It was
yeah.
just, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's
So it's
not.
yeah, that's what voyeurism
No,
like
because
is. It's like
after four, you
it's
just
the
feel like
act of watching.
I need a shower. This just feels like, ew, you know what I'm saying? But I think in Dallas, like when I went to the one in Dallas, was because I didn't know anybody. It just took me off guard because it was literally a club, and then
Y'all
you go.
maybe I mean I'm a freak for real, but like damn, y'all Turkish baths and shit like that. That I've never been to a bathhouse, all that shit. Like it's just like
I've never,
since you're
I
saying
didn't
this,
know it was like it wasn't a bathhouse because it didn't have all the nice rooms. It was just like black dark rooms. So I don't know what all was in there, but I've never
oh,
been
it
to a
was given.
DC that he's talking about. I would go to that. I would go
Look,
with
look,
my
look,
partner.
look. I low key want to go to it now because lately I've been
I'm
low key
cracking
trying to
up.
let my freak flag fly, and I'm like, you know what? Look, it is what it
People
is. Let me check
people
out
don't know.
this Turkish bath.
Yeah, I got
Let me get into this
I only want to
shit.
be a freak for one person, so that's me. I'm a
I
freak,
feel you.
but I only want to be a freak for one person. So
One person,
that's
real
how I
shit.
am.
I'm trying to
that's
take
good.
somebody
I
to sign
want
the Pound Town and make him
this.
my
I'm trying
husband.
to take
Listen,
two
yeah.
You
two
know,
somebody's daughters of Pound Town. Three is fine. Three is party. That's what he
you
I'm
said.
know,
cracking
four is a
up.
crowd.
Where is our
Four is a
conversation going, y'all? Where is
uh,
this going? Where we going,
oh,
y'all?
not only is it harvest season, but it's cuffing season. You
Listen,
know,
Not
it is.
not y'all getting
Outside,
y'all sexual
booties is
frustrations
cold.
on Carefree Queer.
I got big hands. These hands need to be on somebody's booty. That's all I'm gonna say. Put his
look, and I haven't had any
Listen,
complaints.
it's a lot of
But
horny
these
motherfuckers in
hands,
here.
look, I got self control over here. You feel me? So
Listen,
I
I'm
know how
proud.
to
It
handle
definitely
mine.
is. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I saw somebody on Twitter. They posted. They said, "This is my cuffing season selfie," and I was like, "I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a caption. I'm gonna take a cute picture of myself. Something. I'm gonna find a sexy pic of myself to take. And I'm like, it's cuffing season. This is my cuffing season selfie or something. I'm gonna do something funny. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna
But
laugh.
I don't really take. You would laugh. I see. I'm very specific about the pictures I post, so I'm very
Mhm.
Yeah.
purposeful. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm gonna get out of my
Oh,
comfort zone a little bit. Maybe I'll go to the
if
gym a little
we
bit more, and that's when I'll do it.
look, because I've been the games I've been having lately. Whew, I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling myself all over again. Because
Right
goddamn, like
now,
when I before, if y'all would have, huh?
no, go ahead.
If y'all would have known me like years ago, oh my goodness, y'all would have really mistaken me for like a nudist and shit. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was like, I'm giving art home because like I'm talking about when I used to post like it would be like at random times. But I think we were still friends, Quentin, like, but we just never really interacted with
Mhm.
each other. Um, and I used to have like my subtle, like, like my like I guess like pictures of myself, like it would be artfully done, just tasteful like news. But I would sometimes like post them on like Instagram, but they would look like art, so you wouldn't even think like I'm just, oh, this is just like a nude. This is just, oh, it's giving like model photo shoot type stuff. But I was like, yeah. So when I would, and then I would like kind of like the ones that I didn't post that were like, but was still artfully, shot, like how I set it up on my self timer, or I took a artfully nude mirror picture, but it was real. Yeah. So yeah, yeah, I'll be getting it in. So
Well,
it, back then, yeah.
yeah.
So
Well,
just
before
like
we get
I can teach you some stuff. I can teach you some stuff.
okay, okay,
I
okay.
can teach you some
Well,
stuff.
before we
Yes.
get deeper into, Chaz has some things he wants to teach me, but before we get deeper into this conversation, I want to shout out the sponsor for Carefree Queer, one of the sponsors for Carefree Queer, which is Lakeside Dispensary. If you guys are in Tulsa, well, actually, this is actually in Skiatook. So if you guys happen to be in Skiatook who's listening to us right now, check out Lakeside Dispensary in Skiatook. They are one of the sponsors for Carefree Queer. They help sponsor the Carefree Queer Fest. I'm also a brand ambassador for Lakeside Dispensary. So if you ever need some good marijuana, check out Lakeside Dispensary, and they are definitely a proud sponsor for Carefree Queer. So shout out to Carmen White Yannick, who was one of our special guests
I met
on
Carmen.
Carefree Queer podcast. Yes, you met Carmen. So I wanted to shout out one of our sponsors. But with that being said, since Chaz kind of was talking about what he was talking about, I want to segue that with the fact that when it is Halloween, you can let your freak flag fly. So do you
Ah.
guys think that Halloween is a gay holiday?
I think
I think
holiday
Halloween,
free holiday, which allows people to really tap into that side of themselves that they don't get to.
yeah.
And because gay
I
people
think,
are in this box, it allows them to really take it up a notch,
yeah,
even more.
I think
Mm-hmm.
Halloween, yeah,
And it's creative, like most of the LGBTQ community is very creative. So you see a lot of
yeah,
like awesome creative costumes.
yeah. I'm gonna piggyback on that, Unity, because it's just like I feel like Halloween is like I feel like it's a thing not just for gay people. I think it's for everybody, including us. And it's a way for everyone to like you said, like come together, be creative,
Do you
be
mind if I clarify just a little
spontaneous,
bit?
flirty. Yeah,
I want to clarify just a little bit because I know that Halloween is celebrated by everybody because everybody enjoys Halloween.
yeah,
The
yeah,
reason why I wanted to include this as one of the topics today because I feel like a lot of gay people they feel like Halloween is the holiday that they can be the most free, right? Because we already feel restricted in this world. Some gay people
we
like to
are
dress
right.
as the
Yeah.
opposite sex. You know what I mean? Some
Hmm.
gay people they feel like
Yeah.
they can be more gender fluid during Halloween. They can actually let their freak flag fly. They can wear more S&M type of clothing or
Yeah.
chains and
Like,
whips and things like that. So that's what I mean. Not that Halloween is a gay holiday specifically, but that I've heard
yeah.
a lot of gay people say in the community that they feel like they can express themselves without being judged by straight people more during
Well,
Halloween. They
I
feel
mean,
accepted.
and it's so crazy. It's so crazy that some of us do feel like that because, I get it, the scrutiny we've gotten for generations and stuff. But at the same time, if our hetero counterparts can embrace, their own creativity on Halloween, why can't we do the same and not feel like and not feel like we're just like that's the only time that we can be free about this because even before we became like a popular thing and trendy and shit like that, it's been other gay people our parents' age out here living loud and proud in their femininity or masculinity or equally yoked and even still celebrating Halloween like it was like we are today,
Mhm.
openly and expressive and just doing that. So that's why I stand on it being for everybody. Look, it's been we look. If we got if swingers are out here, if swingers are out here just loud and proud with their sensibilities and shit like that, we can be out here strutting our stuff down the motherfucking street with a nice pump or a Mary Jane pump or a little, lemon pepper stepper or some
Little,
shit like
little
that. We can,
pepper.
yes, a lemon pepper stepper with a nice blunt bob. Yeah, giving bearded lady at its finest. Come on, and be lit. So
Pepper.
yeah.
And I just want to say for the record, I've been I'm gonna just speak for me, right? So I feel like Halloween, as a gay person, I feel free on Halloween. I didn't dress up this year, but I've
Really?
been
Yeah.
having this itch. I've been having this itch to dress up as a woman one year, to like shock people, because I've never done it. I've never done it.
I'm the boy,
So
but
You
the
know
I don't want to do
something?
drag. I don't want to do drag in my life, but I do on a Halloween want to dress up one year as a woman, and I think I'm gonna do, and specifically Storm. I'm a big fan of Storm, the
I was almost
superhero. So I want to.
I was almost Storm this year. I thought about being.
Oh,
Oh, really?
I've dressed up as a boy.
Yeah.
I've before, but that's not because I kind of dress tomboy anyway. But I wanted to dress up as I wanted to dress up one year as drag, and I was talking to my friend. I was like, why don't I really dress up? Like that's like the one holiday where I should really just be really, tapping into my creativity even more and coming up with some real cool costumes. But I just never really have, and so now it just makes me want to like after. Let me tell you what sparked it. After I see my friend dress up as a little blue genie, now next year that has really inspired me. Like really like see
And
what I
get your
oh
costume
my
early.
God.
That's my new motto. Get your costume in advance. So you don't have to
yeah
worry about it at the last minute when
that
Halloween
makes
just like skirt on you.
that makes a lot of
Oh my
sense.
gosh. Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie. When I was younger, like it was like my childhood friends and like my sister, we all like got together one day and we was just playing around and trying on wigs. Oh my mom's like she had like a whole box of just all her like wigs. She had this blunt, like I want to say like 40-inch blunt bob. It was
Yeah.
jet black, given Asian persuasion. Mind you, my
Giving
mom, she's
Asian
from Harlem.
persuasion, I'm cracking up.
Yes, yes. Like, mind you, my mom, she's from she's from New York. But her background, she's West Indian, Trinidad. Her father's Trinidad. My grandfather and her mom, was from Trinidad and stuff like that. So she had like a whole case of just wigs. She had the one that I described to y'all, and then she had this short, like with so much body, and it was like real big, like beauty queen style. So we
Mhm.
was just trying on all these wigs. I had on the Asian, I called it the Asian persuasion. I had the Asian persuasion blunt cut bob on. I can't lie. When I ain't have no facial hair on, this was like middle school days. I'm talking about face was a little bit like face was on, still in middle school low key, but it was a little with the baby, cheeks still fluffed up. So I had the no head like that. I can't lie. I would be a hot chick.
I posted
I
this thing.
can't lie.
Well,
I posted this thing on TikTok. You know they have the little facial feature. I did one, and man, my inbox was blowing up. I was like, y'all know I'm a female, right? That was just for TikTok.
I'm cracking up.
No, real shit. Like I ain't like. Have you ever did that? Have you ever did that cute? Like just like bare face, just tried on a wig just to see how you would look.
Well, I actually, funny enough, I was just thinking about the fact that when I was on stage at the Performing Arts Center here in Tulsa for the Carole King Beautiful musical, I was trying on wigs for my part. Like I was wearing a wig
Hmm.
for the first time. So that was actually the first. If you go to my Instagram page, anybody
Mm-hmm.
who's listening, and also to Chaz and Unity, if you go to my IG and you see those pictures of me in this musical I was in, I had on a wig. So that was my first time actually with the wig. I've never had a desire to wear a wig. See, I'm the type of gay pretty boy where I like being a boy and I like being a pretty boy. So I've never
Mm-hmm.
had a desire to
Okay.
to up it more. Like I don't have a desire to wear a wig or like paint my nails an exaggerated color or anything like that. Like I enjoy being a boy, but I also enjoy being a pretty boy. So I'm like kind of like balancing. That's how I balance my masculine and feminine energy at the same time. You know what I
I can
mean?
Yeah.
Not what were you saying, Unity?
I can see you painting your nails. I think it would add a nice aesthetic to.
I don't mind. I mean, I've done it. I don't mind. I mean, it just has to
I'm so
speak to me. has to speak to me. And I have actually, I put like stripes on my nails before. So I mean, as long as it's stylish, as long as it's fly, like I'm almost like ASAP Rocky. Like I like that ASAP Rocky is a masculine man who is very like in tune with his sexuality. Like he'll paint his nails, he'll put bonnets in his head, he'll put like barrettes in his hair, and he's dating like Brianna, which is like one of the finest women on the planet, right? So I love that, for instance, like somebody like him is so comfortable with his masculinity. Not saying that I'm ASAP Rocky, but I'm saying like it's almost like I have to have like I like that Rihanna and ASAP are very much about aesthetics when it comes to fashion. Because I'm a huge fashion person. So as long as it's aesthetically pleasing, I'll do it. Yeah,
that's how. What you gonna say, in a sense.
They had that song "Fashion Killer."
Yeah, that song like that song together. I feel like that song really sealed the deal for them. It was like it was one of their full circle moments that they've had together. And then when they performed at when they performed at the VMAs, that was another full circle moment. Their relationship was such a full circle moment. Their marriage, their kid, all of that was such a full circle.
They get married?
Moment.
I don't think ASAP Rocky and Rihanna got married. Did they get married?
Well, did they get married?
I don't think they're married.
No, they didn't get
I don't think they're married.
They didn't get married. No. You're right. You're absolutely right. They did not get married, but they have 2 kids together. So, but
they got 2 beautiful kids. And let's actually, the fact that we're on the conversation of ASAP Rocky and Rihanna, do you guys know whether or not, because one of their sons that was just born has a female name, and I think people are confused on whether or not it's a boy or girl. I think it's Rose. It's some intro. I forgot what the name is. Let me see if I can look it up.
Riot. Did you guys hear about that? The boy's name is Riot. Riot. That's not
Riot Rose. Riot Rose.
Riot Rose. Riot Rose. That actually sounds cool. Double R.
Personality he's gonna have with a name like Riot.
Riot. Another reason why people were confused. Another reason why people were confused whether or not ASAP Rocky and Rihanna's new baby was a girl or a boy or not, because they had him dressed in pink. They had like these girl. It looked like girl clothes. What we perceive as girl clothes, but I think about like, for instance, my logo right now, y'all. The logo for my name is pink right now, so like.
That's what I said. That's why.
Exactly.
What were you saying, Unity?
No, I was just saying, I said, oh gosh, because people just be freaking out about anything. They just.
No, I was pink is for boys, blue is for girls. Come on, we are not in the nursery rhyme era anymore. Like,
and who even told us that, anyways? Who even came up with that?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, speaking of music, since this is a great segue to our last topic for tonight. What albums in 2023 do you think spoke to the LGBTQ community that came out?
I think I got one.
In a long, like I haven't listened to mainstream music in a long time, because since now I know all these people that make music, I don't even know what mainstream music would speak to the LGBTQ. Chaz.
Well, I would say, well, first of all, the first people I'm going to mention, is Chaz and Quentin. I think Quentin Marcellus and Chaz make good music. So their music speaks to the LGBT community. Chaz has put out some music this year, and Quentin Marcellus has put out a mixtape called On a Journey. And so you guys should definitely check out their music. But the first name outside of this conversation that comes to mind would be Janelle Monáe. Because Janelle Monáe put out...
Yes, the Age of Pleasure. That album.
Age of Pleasure. That really spoke to the queer community.
I love that album from top to bottom, left to right, side to side, up, down. Woo, take me to town. I said that album is so good. Oh my God, my favorites on that album is Champagne Shit, Hot, Lipstick Lover. I pretty much like that whole motherfucking album. That was the shit. What's another album? Renaissance. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on. Yup.
Renaissance.
Yep.
And I haven't heard that album either.
Yep. I'm surprised you haven't heard Renaissance now.
I have literally only to like music, local music, and Afro beats. That's really all.
No, like.
But I'm also Renaissance and Age of Pleasure hit the gay community hard.
This year. They really did. Like, Yeah, those two albums. I would have to say those two albums. But yeah, like it was like
What about male
I would
artists? Is there any male LGBTQ artists that you think Lil Nas X hasn't put out
let's see.
anything besides me and Chaz? You know, I can't
No.
think. I mean, Saucy, y'all listen to Saucy Santana? I don't, but
Hold
you
on.
know.
I did hear a Drake song where Drake was throwing out hints. Like
I
I
just
had
can't get
hold
what
on, play that
I just
back.
can't get what I
I
just can't I just
said Drake playing because you know there's a thing, and there's even a thing that I like to do is called hiding in plain sight. It's like
yeah.
you know it's like when you hide in plain sight, and he is very much hiding in plain sight.
Are we talking about him being down low? Is that where we're going at right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
Drake
know
is
about that one now.
Drake be getting no, let me tell you something. Like
I
I'm
don't know
seeing
about
his
that one,
recent
y'all.
stuff.
I can't speak on that.
And that's the part. How do I be knowing it? Y'all don't be knowing.
I ain't saying I don't
Listen,
know. See, I ain't saying I don't know usually. I just
I've
don't
never
be tuning
suspected
into
him
that
to be
shit.
queer.
What?
Let me tell you
I mean,
something.
okay, so let me take out the word queer because
Let me tell
anybody
that
can be queer. Because I think queer is a word that anybody can be, but I never suspect him being
Drake
gay.
is such a butch queen.
Yeah, we
He
just hear
is
him.
such a butch queen. Like
What did
he
he say?
really is at times.
He called onto one of the shows. It was with this white chick on TikTok. She has like a real flat
Oh, I
face.
saw that. I saw
He
that.
called in on,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
and
he was on her podcast.
I was like, "This
Yeah.
nigga." Like, and but it's it's like when he first started rapping, I was like, "Oh yeah, they gonna get his ass." Like, you know, like I just knew, like, and I don't know, I just be cracking up. So now that he drops his little lines in his music and stuff like that, and I'm like, is nobody else hearing this? Is no, we're just gonna okay. But yeah, no, I
I never suspected that about Drake.
never.
Oh
Come
my
on.
Mm-mm.
God. Because he no,
Mm-mm.
but you don't really oh, he's not suspecting it because he low key got a little crush for Drake.
Oh,
I
he is
know the
still whatever.
oh wow.
Whatever. That is, I don't know how
Right.
Frank jumped into this
Because I was just
conversation,
like,
but since Frank is now in this conversation, right? Since we're talking about Frank Ocean now, because I didn't bring him
his
up, Chaz brought
husband,
him up.
his husband.
It is his husband for
I
real.
mean,
That's his husband
listen, I
right
mean,
there.
y'all are affirming it for me, shit. I mean, y'all helping me
That's his
manifest my
husband
dream. I
right there.
appreciate
You know,
it.
you
I
can't tell
appreciate
him
it
nothing.
because I didn't say shit. Y'all didn't hear me say
He
nothing about Frank in this conversation.
that's his
Chaz brought him up.
that's his husband right there. Because you know that's all he talk
Well,
about. You
speaking of
know.
Frank, happy birthday to Frank because his birthday actually just passed. So shout out to Frank Ocean for
Oh,
celebrating his 26th. Well, I said, did I say 26? His 36th birthday.
look at you. See,
Shout out to
look.
Frank. And so, yeah, I didn't bring him up. Chaz brought him up, but since we're gonna talk about him, yeah, he said he just had a birthday. So shout out to Frank Ocean. Happy
Shout out to
birthday to
Frank
you, dog.
Ocean. Happy
Hopefully I'll meet you one
birthday.
day.
You
Yep, yep.
walked. You walked. You walked so the rest of us could run, including me,
Cool.
myself, and Quentin.
Oh, absolutely. Frank did walk. But right now, I'm debating whether or not he's walking, running, or crawling. I don't know what he's doing at this point.
Well, he better he better pick up
Is
that
he
kid.
rolling out of bed? I think Frank's rolling
And
out of bed right now.
I mean, well, if Frank knew better, he would look at you. He would look at you and be like, okay, let my man take the torch. You know,
I'm cracking
that's
up.
what he would say.
Shit.
Okay,
I already took the torch without getting Frank's approval.
right. So he needs to step up to the plate and see who
Do you
you
feel
really
me?
are, so he can know, so you can get that ring on your finger. You know, because you deserve it.
I'm cracking up. I'm cracking up. They
Because
are
I believe in my
hilarious.
friend. I believe in my
I
friend. I
me
I
believe in
too.
love, and I
I
I
want to
do
love
see
too.
my
it.
friend in
I
love. I
love
want to see
it.
him.
I do
I want to
too.
see him. I want to see him with Frank Ocean. I want Frank. I want to go. I want us to go on our double date, and Frank Ocean. We turn around and Frank
Oh,
Ocean just pop up on
Taz,
his
I'm
knee.
cracking up.
Who's
I'm
your
cracking
celebrity
up.
going on the double date with Q and Frank Ocean with? Who you taking?
Who I'm taking?
Huh?
Who I'm taking? I don't know. I might, Troy Sivan. Maybe. I don't know. Uh,
On it.
what's this? What's the? what's the model name? The male. What I call him the male Naomi Campbell. Um,
The model that's the male
Alton
Naomi
Alton
Campbell.
Mason. Alton Mason. Alton Mason. Alton Mason.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
I never heard of him.
Y'all need to look him up. Yes, he's one of the top black male supermodels out right now.
I'm gonna have to check him out because I'm trying to be the top
Yes,
black
this
male
man,
supermodel, so I'm gonna have
this
to check him
Oh,
man,
out.
yo, Alton Mason, he's
he's
that guy.
pretty. He
Like
is.
he's that
Androgynous.
guy. He
Really.
played Little Richard in the Vegas movie.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check him
Yes,
out.
he played
He's.
Little
I'm
Richard in
gonna
the
have to check
Vegas
it
movie.
out.
Yes. See Unity, you getting into him. You getting
Mm,
into him.
he's
Look, she
pretty.
getting into him. She's like,
Oh,
he's
look.
I'm
yeah,
cracking
He
up.
got this picture right here looking like Rick James.
yeah. No, that like
I'm
he's
cracking up.
really that nigga. Like
What's his
he's
name again for the people that don't know who this is?
Alton.
Alton Mason, ALTONMASON. Alton Mason,
Oh yeah, he's
in my
Interesting.
opinion,
I've
the
never.
male.
I'm looking at his pictures now on Google, and I've never seen him before. But
Yeah,
he's
he's
handsome.
made.
He's definitely a pretty
Yes,
boy, that's for sure.
yes,
pretty,
my
very
type.
pretty.
I love pretty boys.
So that's. But yeah, he has that chocolate skin. I like
Yes,
that he's chocolate.
Well,
Yep.
I'm a chocolate
Yep.
lover. I
chocolate.
like
I love chocolate too because I'm chocolate. You know, we need that. We need that mix. We need that milk to mix them together, make that special dark.
And
You
also,
know.
since we were talking about in this topic about like albums that impacted, what are you laughing about, Chaz? What'd you say? What I miss?
No, because I'm here being goofy and I'm being so goofy right now. Like
Chad
I
be
got,
Chad's ready to get covered up and turn
I'm
somebody.
I'm
cracking up.
He ready to turn.
look.
Well, the fact that y'all just orchestrated a double date between me, Frank Ocean, Chaz, and Alton Mason. Let's manifest it.
Yeah, let's
Let's
manifest that
manifest it.
shit
Let's believe in our
because
dreams up in this thing.
because I need to see my boy give my boy the dream of a lifetime. You know the stamp, the ultimate stamp.
I'm cracking up.
Yes,
I'm cracking
you
up.
need to
I'm
be
cracking
like
up.
yes, put a ring on it, Frank Ocean. Like
Listen, I mean,
Q has been
Quentin
waiting.
Marcellus Ocean has a nice ring
Yes,
to it. Quentin Marcellus Ocean,
Quentin
right?
Marcellus Ocean. Yeah,
We gonna
you
All
hype
right.
this.
know.
Anyway,
Let me tell you, I had a
And
friend.
you know, and
I had this friend, and she had this picture of this Abercrombie model that she wanted to that she was just really intrigued by and really liked. Do you know they met and had a baby and dated for a while? Yes, yes.
really.
Had this picture hanging up
wow,
in the room, and she was like, "I want to meet him. I'm going to meet him. I'm going to date him." He was an Abercrombie model. They met, they dated, they had a child together.
Oh wow.
wow,
Well, we just
I'm
want to
gonna
say
meet.
out
First teach me about manifestation. I was like, "Bitch, what?" She's like, "Yeah, I did." Still got she had
the
this
first place to manifest is within yourself. Be the best version of yourself.
Hmm.
Be the best version of yourself. Wake up every day. Take care of yourself. Wash your face. Go to the gym. Read books. Do the best you can at your craft. Be the best version of yourself you can be, and
Hell
give
yeah,
your best every day. And you're gonna attract somebody that's on the same level, the same frequency and vibration. So that's how I feel. Because I feel like since we're on this conversation about manifesting your dreams, you got to be an example of the dream that you want to chase. You can't just be out here just willy
yeah.
nilly just saying, "Oh, I want this, and that," but you're not working towards
yeah.
it, or you're not being an example or
And you have
reflection of what you
really
want to attract. So I just feel like you got to be a reflection. What were you saying, Unity?
you have to be extremely specific because there's been people
Yes,
been like things that I've written down and like case in point, I remember one time I said I wanted to meet a woman that would treat my child as if it was her own. But then that person didn't treat their children very well. So you have to be very specific. It's like you have to treat, you have to be very specific because it's like, oh, I'll give you someone that's gonna treat their child like their own, but they may not treat their children very well. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be the devil's in the details when you're attracted. Because there's been some like I have written down some lists, some stuff and attracted like I remember one time I wrote something down and I attracted this shit, and I was so blown away. I was like, get the fuck out of here. This is the wildest, let me tell you. So to be that energy, what Q is saying, to be what it is that you want to attract, but also be very mindful and be very specific about what it is that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we
I
have
felt
reached the
that.
end of our podcast. It was just
Oh,
something. Sorry, you saying something, Chaz?
No, I was saying I felt what you were saying about that, like the whole manifestation, like 'cause I'm heavy on that shit too, and I've definitely witnessed some things I've manifested, and I was blown away too, like crazy.
like
And
I
I want to say this:
did.
the one thing I've realized, y'all, about manifestation is that it's a feeling. Because
Mm-hmm.
the way that I think about, for instance, y'all know that I love Frank Ocean a lot. The way that I think about Frank Ocean when I imagine meeting him and getting to know him and hanging out with him, it's a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feeling,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like the way that I've always heard the powerful manifestors of the world, or people that have books and they talk about manifestation, say or talk about when it comes to manifesting, is that you have to continue to carry that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Carry that feeling, like feel good. Feel good. What does it feel like to visualize
Feel
yourself with the
great.
woman of your dreams, with the man of your dreams? What does
Feel,
it feel like? And
feel
carry
great.
that same feeling throughout your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, be and just but also here's the biggest thing. Be the person of your own dreams. Because if you're trying to attract the man or woman of your dreams,
And
make
you
sure
allow
that they know that they've attracted the woman of their
it.
dreams and the man of their dreams themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Exactly. I want to
Because
be
because
just
I don't want
as
to
I
be in
want
a
to be.
relationship where I'm obsessed with the I don't want to be when if and when things do happen for me, you know, I don't want to be obsessed with somebody. I want to
No.
be
Right.
obsessed with Quentin, and I want there to be an equal balance. I don't want to feel like I'm more full of somebody else and I'm not full of me. I want to be
Yeah,
full of
Hmm.
Quentin.
that
You know what
part.
I mean?
Exactly. I want to be full of
I don't want to be full of somebody
Chaz
else.
before I become, obsessed with someone else. I want to be obsessed with
I
myself
don't,
before I
I want
pour that same energy into someone else.
to come in and enjoy the fun that I'm already having. Like, oh, you want to have fun? Come on. Oh, you like
Hmm.
Exactly.
trauma?
And
Come on. You know.
because people are because the main
Exactly.
thing is that you really don't need people like you think. They're really just adding to the fun that you're already creating in your life
Mhm.
as a
Yes.
manifestation.
And
Period.
you're a reflection of how you feel about yourself. See, this is the thing.
Yep.
People use relationships as a space where they go to dump their baggage, and they don't really look at
Mm.
a healing component. And so, like, Q kind of knows a little bit of backstory when it comes to, everybody wants a soulmate or a twin flame, but nobody really knows what it means to be their own soulmate and their own twin flame first. And so you have people that get into these relationships and then they put so much on the other person and makes the other person responsible for their feelings, emotions, and things like that.
Hmm.
What can I learn in this situation? What can I do to not be triggered? And if I am triggered, well, how can this help me? Instead, we just live in a culture now where it's just like this culture right now is just really ick. Like, what has been programmed into people in terms of relationships and how to handle and manage relationships is really toxic and poisonous. And so it's like when you see most of society just gravitating towards that and not really holding, relationships in a space of sacredness. And it's like, but you have to hold yourself there first, like now I am thoroughly loving the people that I'm attracting. Why? Because I have done so much inner work. I have, like,
Hmm.
even when I was triggered by someone, I was like, okay, so this I was able to for myself make the decision, talk myself to the decision, do I want to still be around this person? No. So when you actually do the work, you will start to see the world in a completely different way. Like
Yes.
relationships in
That's
a
definitely true.
old stuff that you thought that you liked or was attracted to, you gonna look and be like, oh, like it's not even gonna phase you. And it's a really beautiful space to be, but you have to do the work for yourself at first, because if you don't do the work, it's gonna be hit and miss every time, hit and miss. And then you're not gonna know how to really, when you get into these relationships, any slight discomfort, instead of navigating through the discomfort, you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, so I'm leaving. But people don't realize that these little tests come up is like, okay, well, have you really done work? Are you really forgiving? Are you really loving? Are you really patient? Are you really all the things that you envision yourself to be? We're gonna put it to the test. And that's what relationships are. They test those different things that you have set up and to say, okay, I need a little bit work here. Or damn, I didn't do as much as work as I thought I did, or I'm not as forgiving or as patient as I thought I was. But people don't want to do that self-reflection to see, how the relationship, any relationship, anyone I meet is a reflection of me.
Exactly.
100%. Well, we have reached the end of our podcast, and we end every podcast, every great podcast, with some words of wisdom. So, who wants to start with the words of wisdom for our listeners and viewers?
I'm gonna stick with what I
So
said. Meet is a version of, everyone you meet is a version of me. So just remember that as you're doing your journey and you're coming across, instead of getting angry, frustrated, which is a natural human reaction, utilize those situations to learn more about yourself, especially the things that you can't stand in others. Evaluate where those things are showing up in yourself to where that you can't, because we hate in others what we have in ourselves. That's another saying.
that's
Oh,
definitely true.
yep.
Chaz, what about
I
you?
would say, I would say, my words of wisdom is, I would say, as simple as this: quality over quantity. And when I
Quality.
mean quality over quantity, and I mean by this sense in the quality in self,
Mm-hmm.
the quality in self, in a sense where you are, where you have yourself, and you're spending so much time, giving up yourself, but still having enough to not give away. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
mean by quality over quantity. You
Mm-hmm.
got enough. You got all of you. That quantity is you, but that quality is what you give of and not give away.
I love
And
that.
so give of yourself, but not give yourself away.
Mm-hmm.
And my words of wisdom is a quote that has been resonating with me heavy, heavy, heavy. And it is, I am not here to match energy. I'm here to shift the atmosphere.
Oh, I like that.
I like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. I am here to shift the
That,
atmosphere. And I'm going to leave it at
yeah,
that. You said
that
Okay.
what?
live by that this whole year. I ain't matching nobody's energy. I don't care.
I'm shifting the
Exactly.
atmosphere.
Nah.
If it, I'm gonna transmute it, and every time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the more you try, what I've learned is that the more you try to match someone else's energy, because what people are really doing when we're in a negative space as humans, our goal is for you to match our energy because we're trying to get you to go back and forth. It
Exactly.
doesn't solve anything. That's the thing. It doesn't solve anything. And so
And when
I've
people,
learned that I was just gonna say real quick, I've learned that I want to vibrate. I want to be an example and I want to be a leader in my community. Because I mean, Carefree Queer is the way that I'm being a leader in my community. Being an artist, I just mentored some young Black boys today, which was a real big move for me today. I did before I got on this podcast. So I learned like if I'm gonna be a leader in the community, I have to lead by example. And I don't want to be like the average human that reacts to everything that happens to them. I'm here to shift the atmosphere.
yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? I'm not here to match anybody's energy. I'm here to shift the atmosphere and to be true to my vibration and frequency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel. And being true to you and not matching anybody's energy doesn't mean that you have to take less or more of yourself away. It just means that you're willing to stay true to the vibration and frequency that you choose to be on and not allow somebody to throw you a bone. And then just like when somebody says jump, you jump. When
Mm-hmm.
somebody says go
Mm-hmm.
down, you go
Like,
down. Like you have control of your
oh,
energy.
like Pablo's dog, and like for me, it's like I feel so powerful when I know that X, Y, and Z is trying to do this, that, and the third, and it just doesn't bother me. Like I can say,
Mm-hmm.
if it was to bother, that means that person has too much control over my energy.
It has too much control, too much power.
But I
Yeah.
teach kids in
So
my
it's
class, like if someone says something, You got to stay in your power. You got to stay in your power. Them have that, because the thing about it is they're low. The energy is low, so you're allowing them to you down, and that they're already exhibiting where they are by doing the whatever negative thing they're trying to do. They're showing you where they are. So your job is to hold on to your power, hold on to your voice, and you can literally. I be teaching the kids, like when somebody do something to them, I be teaching them, go up to them and be like, "Are you okay? Is everything okay? Do you need to talk about something?" Let me tell you, the way that it transforms the behaviors and the mindset of the kids and how powerful they know they are, because now they're not going to get suspended, they're not going to get in trouble by simply asking somebody that's bullying them, "Are you okay? Like, I noticed that you're talking down. Are you talking to you like that?" It's a game changer. It's a game changer.
Well, I want to thank everybody who's been listening to the Carefree Career podcast. I want to thank all of our guests that we've had on so far. We have only 2 episodes left, and we're at the end of the year too, which is exciting. So that concludes this episode of the Carefree Career podcast. We will see you again next time for our last 2 episodes. And peace out. We love it, you guys. Thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you guys check us out on Spotify as well as YouTube. And we're coming soon to new platforms. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.
See you next time.
Peace.